Chapter 20. Get what you want. The venue was abuzz with excitement. Everyone did not expect that in the final moments of this auction, a mysterious VIP had appeared, making people shocked and also filled with curiosity, speculating about who this person was in the end. Even Yong Zhenan, who was in the fifth elegant room, couldn't help but be filled with surprise at this moment. As the City Lord of Heavy Iron City, he naturally knew that Heavy Iron City didn't have a VIP that was recognized by the Qianji auction house except for him at the moment. So this mysterious VIP number 7 must be a big shot from somewhere else. It was just that Yong Zhenan, as the City Lord of Heavy Iron City, knew the situation of Heavy Iron City like the back of his hand. But he hadn't found any big shots coming to Heavy Iron City during this period of time. Apart from Yong Zhenan, who was full of doubts, Lin Beishan and Li Tianfang in the venue were also full of shock. The appearance of this mysterious VIP number 7 had disrupted their thinking, causing them to be full of stupefaction for a while, and they had forgotten to make a bid. Who exactly is this person? When did such a big shot come to Heavy Iron City? Why didn't I know? Lin Beishan frowned tightly and looked at Li Tianfang on the side. Seeing that the other party was also full of confusion, his heart became even more puzzled. One must know that their Lin family and Li family were definitely the big families in Heavy Iron City that had one hand in the sky. If there was really any big shot coming to Heavy Iron City, they would definitely get the news. Just now this sudden appearance of the mysterious number 7 VIP did them very surprised. Before we even got no news at all, as if it appeared out of thin air. No. 7 elegant room. Kang Chon face full of tension, staring at the following auction venue. He cannot care about his own appearance to bring the crowd surprise. Now he is worried about whether there is someone out of the higher price. After all, he is now only left with 5 million. However, what made Kang Chon a little strange was that both Lin Beishan and Li Tianfang did not bid right away, not knowing if they were considering the gains and losses or what they were thinking about. On the high platform, Master Feng Yuan once again opened his mouth and shouted, "VIP number 7 5 million for the second time. Is there anyone else to bid higher?" At this moment, if it was a professional auctioneer, would definitely have to regulate the atmosphere and slow down the pace of the auction. But Master Wind Edge was different, as if he was in a hurry to end the auction. He was definitely intentional. After all, he knew that behind Kang Chon stood a supreme alchemy master. So naturally, he had to flatter him. Even if he couldn't become a friend, he couldn't leave a bad impression in the other party's mind. So he couldn't wait for no one to bid and auction this bottle of demonic beast essence blood to Kang Chon. As Master Feng Yuan's voice fell, a silence fell in the venue. Those who were watching were waiting for Lin Beishan and Li Tianfang to bid, while Li Tianfang and Lin Beishan never shouted, "I'm aiming for the last demonic beast inner elixir. I can't afford to offend a big shot I don't know." Lin Beishan thought in his heart, although the demonic beast essence blood was important, but to offend a big shot like the City Lord for a bottle of demonic beast essence blood would not be worth it. Moreover, who knows if the other party's identity would be higher than the City Lord. Then if they were offended, it would be the end of the game for their Lin family. Li Tianfang had the same thought in his mind, so both of them gave up bidding at the first time. There were no surprises. Li Tianfang and Lin Beishan were not bidding, and this bottle of demonic beast blood was auctioned off by Kang Chon at a cost of 5 million, as expected. In the 7th elegant room, Kang Chon finally breathed a sigh of relief. "Congratulations, Yong Chon, for getting what he wanted. I'll send someone to fetch the demonic beast essence blood for you," Jin Sanchao on the side said with a smile, but in his heart, he was laughing bitterly. He naturally knew why Lin Beishan and Li Tianfang had given up bidding. He just didn't think that he had invited Kang Chon to the elegant room in order to make friends with him. But he had lifted a stone and smashed his own foot which made him a bit depressed. But fortunately, after this auction he and Kang Chon's relationship had become quite close, and in the future, he would have more contact with each other again, and it would be only a matter of time before he would become a friend. Many thanks to the third young man, Kang Chon said gratefully, although he didn't know why Lin Beishan and Li Tianfang gave up bidding. But he could still see that Master Wind Edge had accelerated the pace of the auction. Kang Chon is polite. In the future, if there is anything you want to do, just come to the auction and look for me. Jinmu will never postpone it. Jin Sanshao laughed, his face full of enthusiasm. Kang Chon couldn't help but feel good about this fatty. In the venue, the auction finally entered the end. Out of everyone's expectation was that the last finale item was actually a demonic beast in a dan, which induced a boil on the spot. As we all know, with human cultivators, demonic beasts to reach the stage of conjugation will also be condensed in a dan, which is the essence of their whole body strength. More precious than the demonic beast blood, is definitely a rare treasure. Moreover, refining the demonic beasts in a dan had a great effect on cultivators at the 9th level of the Foundation Establishment Stage 2. Suddenly reached the Jidan stage, which had to make people desire it. Especially Lin Beishan and Li Tianfang. The two of them were currently staring at the golden demonic beast in a dan in Master Feng Yuan's hands, and their mouths were almost drooling. Kang Chon was also surprised in his heart. He did not expect to see such a heaven-defying treasure. But he had already got what he wanted. At the moment, he was holding on to watch the action with interest. Really sitting in a well and watching the sky. But it's just a mere demonic beast in a dan. What a bunch of mortals who haven't seen the world. In his mind, the familiar voice of Emperor Dan suddenly came. Normally, Dan Emperor was in meditation in the reverse heavenly cauldron, and only appeared when Kang Chon called out. And this was the first time he had taken the initiative to make a sound. Elder Dan, how can we compare to you? The highest cultivation in our heavy iron city is only at the Jidan stage. That's why this demonic beast inner elixir is so precious. Kang Chon smiled bitterly as he smiled. An existence like Dan Emperor, who stood at the top of the flood continent, was naturally not something that their tiny heavy iron city cultivators could compare to. Kid, the materials bought this time to refine the earth returning Yuan Dan is enough for you, kid, to cultivate to the Jidan stage. When you reach the Jidan stage, leave this broken city. This is not a place to cultivate at all. Leaving earlier will be good for you. Dan Emperor skimmed his lips. Elder Dan, don't worry. I know even if you don't say it. Besides, 3 years from now is when the Heavenly Tao sect will be recruiting disciples. I have to go as well, or else I'll have to wait until 10 years from now. Kang Chon nodded his head. The Heavenly Tao sect recruited disciples in the Great Tang Kingdom every 10 years, and at that time. But all Jidan stage cultivators under the age of 50 would go to participate in the examination. And from the time of this Heavenly Tao sect's examination, there would only be 3 years left. If it was Kang Chon in the past, he naturally did not have the certainty that he would be able to conjugate Dan within 3 years. But now that he had the help of Dan Huang, it was different. His confidence was full on. Between Kang Chon and the Dan Emperor's dialogue, the auction had already ended, and the demonic beast's inner elixir was finally auctioned off by Lin Beishan at a high price of 12 million. Kang Chon was not surprised by this. After all, the Lin family was still the #1 family in Heavy Iron City at the moment, and its might was still above the Wong family and the Reverie family. He had long expected that Li Tianfang was not an opponent, but this was none of his business. He was only looking forward to the return to Origin Pill that the Emperor of Dan was refining at the moment.